You're watching the King of Racing YouTube channel, and tomorrow we got the Claiborne Breeders Futurity Grade 1 for $500,000. These are all some pretty young horses that could be looking to run in the Kentucky Derby next year, and it's definitely a race that you want to pay attention to. And this is going to be at Keeneland racetrack, so I'm going to be going through all the 13 runners that are on the card for tomorrow, and I'm going to be analyzing what I think of these runners and my chances that I think that these horses are going to finish towards the top of the result table. So, number one in this race is Double Thunder, and Double Thunder is 3 for 4 in his career. He's out of Kentucky, and he's ridden by Paco Lopez and trained by Todd Pletcher. So basically, he's won 3 out of his 4 races, and so he's got first place maiden special weight, first place at the Bashford Manor Stakes, grade 3 race at Churchill Downs, 4th place at the Saratoga Special Stakes, and then coming up with a first place at the Sapling Stakes at Monmouth Park. So a little bit of a slower horse with 70 E-speed figure, but going up to 87 in that most recent race. That's something I like to see. In 3 for 4, that's never a bad thing, especially for a young colt like this horse. He's only about, I think, 2.5 years old. So basically, this horse has a decent record, runs in some pretty big races on some pretty big days, and I like to see that in a young horse. So Double Thunder is going to be my second selection for this race. And then we have the number 2 in this one. Number 2 is Mr. Booma, and Mr. Booma is out of Kentucky as well. And he came in 4th place in his maiden special weight and then first place in a maiden special weight at Ellis Park. So he wasn't running against some of the best horses that you could possibly run against. And then 67 on the E-speed figure. I was up from 46, but still a little bit slower than some of the other horses in this race, only $33,000 in earnings. So Mr. Booma is going to be towards the end of the results, I think. Mr. Booma, I'm going with 10th place for this race. Then we got the number 3. Stellar Tap. Stellar Tap ran in the Iroquois Stakes, so I reviewed that one as well. Stellar Tap came in first place in the maiden special weight at Saratoga, the 87 E-speed figure, so pretty good there. And then 75 E-speed figure, so a little slower running in the Iroquois Stakes. It was a grade 3 race at Churchill Downs, that was on September 18th. And he's got $63,000 in earnings in his entire career, which is a little on the higher end. So I like to see Stellar Tap here, but he did decline in his performance, which wasn't too good. But ran in the Iroquois Stakes, a very competitive race. So Stellar Tap is going to be my 5th selection for this race. He's coming in 5th place. Horse number 4, Seal Beach. Seal Beach is ridden by Julian Lepereau and trained by Michael Maker. And 3rd place at Saratoga in maiden special weight. 2nd place maiden special weight at Saratoga. And then 2nd place again at Churchill Downs. So this is a horse that has not won a race yet. That is kind of a red flag considering I think almost all the horses in this race have at least won once in their career. So an improvement in speed from this horse, which is good to see. 2nd place is not that bad. Could be worse, especially out of a large field like that this horse has ran in, but not 1st place. And that's not something I like to see from Seal Beach. So Seal Beach is going to be towards the back end. I got to say 12th place. I'm not really expecting Seal Beach to be much of a contender in this race, but it is, it is a bunch of young horses, so there are horses that could surprise in this one. But I don't really see much out of that horse. Then we got Don't Wait Up, the number 3, and Don't Wait Up, 2nd place maiden special weight at Saratoga, and then 1st place at Saratoga, maiden special weight. So he's run pretty well, improving in his performance, not improving in his speed, but going from 2nd to 1st place from August to September. $75,000 in earnings, so a little bit of a better race run and maiden special weight the 2nd time around. So he's a talented horse. You like to see that. So Don't Wait Up is going to be my, I think, 3rd selection for this race, 4th selection for this race. He's coming in 4th place. Then we have the next horse, Rattle and Roll. Rattle and Roll, 3rd place, Churchill Downs, maiden special weight. Did not finish at Saratoga, and then 1st place at Churchill Downs. So came off that did not finish, coming in 1st place at Churchill Downs, which is pretty impressive. Also in Kentucky, so maybe a little familiar with the kind of the weather there, which could help this horse a little bit. Despite only coming in 1st place once, he's got $79,000 in earnings in his career, which is impressive. He started racing on June 26, 2021 was his first race at Churchill Downs. So he's raced at Churchill Downs more than once. And he's ridden by Brian Hernandez and trained by Kenneth McPeak. So Rattle and Roll, middle of the pack kind of horse, doesn't have a lot of stuff to look at here, but 6th place, I could see him going in the top 3, but 6th place is what I'm going to say for Rattle and Roll. They did not finish, kind of throws things off a little bit. Then we got the next one, American Sanctuary. American Sanctuary is 1 for 4 in his career, so he came in 4th place maiden special weight, then 1st place maiden special weight at Prairie Meadows, so not the most talented track he could be running at. At a 4 start, $79,000, so that's a little bit lower on the earnings per start. And then second place, Prairie Gold Juvenile Stakes. You'd think he would get first in that one if he's a real contender for this race. And then second place at the Sapling Stakes in Monmouth Park, and right behind the first horse in this race. So could be a little better. He's been improving in his speed, which is good to see. But the record this horse has had recently is not something that I like to see. You know, not a super well-known jockey or trainer either. So I gotta say, American Sanctuary is going to be my 13th selection in this race, last place for American Sanctuary. Then we got King Curlin. King Curlin out of Kentucky has only raced once in his career. Came in second place at the Kentucky Downs on September 11th, maiden special weight race. And it's $27,000 brought in, so you know, second place. That was a pretty expensive race for a maiden special weight. So this could be a pretty decent horse. I'm gonna be curious to see how King Curlin does in this race, but not much, you know, room to work with. Not much stuff to look at here for this horse, considering he's only raced once. So I gotta say seventh place for King Curlin, middle of the pack. You know, could be really anything coming out of this horse for this race. Then we got Great Escape. Great Escape came in second place at the Ellis Park, and then first place Churchill Downs. So improved in performance, really good E-speed figure, went up from 75 to 92 from Ellis Park to Churchill Downs. Experienced in Kentucky, you've got 2 Kentucky tracks that this horse has ran at, so a little familiar with that and how that works. $79,000 in career earnings, and ridden by Tyler Gaffalione. That's a good thing to see. And I think Great Escape's going to be a big contender in this race. He ran really well at Churchill Downs in that maiden special weight most recently. Great Escape's going to be my third selection for this one. Then we got Max Time. Max Time, fifth place at maiden special weight, and then first place maiden special weight at Ellis Park, and $32,000 brought in there out of 2 races. So a little bit on the cheaper end, but that's to be expected at Ellis Park. Fifth place to first place. I like to see the improvement, but not super fast in that most recent maiden special weight. You got the $74,000 brought in there, or excuse me, the 74 E-speed figure. So, you know, could be a little faster there. So Max Time, gonna be my 11th selection. I don't really see much coming out of this Colts for this race. Then we got Costa Terra. First place maiden special weight Ellis Park on July 1st, and then we got third place Run Happy Ellis Park Juvenile Stakes. So that's a pretty competitive race. You got a lot of young horses running in that one that are pretty good. August 15th, but third place and a decline in speed, a little bit dicey. So $42,000 in career brought in. Trained by Steve Asmussen though, so that is a good sign. Ninth place for Costa Terra is what I'm saying for this one. And then the number 12 is Kevin's Folly. Kevin's Folly, another good one. Third place in the Grade 1 Hopeful Stakes. And then first place in the maiden special weight at Saratoga. So another talented young colt. $91,000 in his career brought in 2 starts. So racing in some pretty expensive races already for this horse. So he's a little bit experienced against some of the tougher competition, which is going to translate well into the Breeders' Cup, or Breeders' Juvenile Futurity. Third place Hopeful Stakes. Improvement in speed. So Kevin's Folly, maybe I'm underestimating this horse a little bit, but 8th place is what I'm thinking. I would not be surprised if this horse runs really well though, however, because Grade 1, that's competitive. And then finally, this is the horse that I think is going to win, simply because of the level this horse has been racing at, the speed in that first race, it maiden special weight, the victory that this horse had, and the jockey Jose Ortiz. So we have, this is going to be at Saratoga, Classic Causeway, the number 13 in this race out of Kentucky. Maiden special weight, first place finish on September 4th. So not a super long layoff, about maybe 34 days, 35 days, something like that. 92 E-speed figure, so a faster end of this race. You don't really see that with a lot of horses in this one. So Classic Causeway is going to be the horse that I am picking to win the Breeders' Futurity tomorrow at Keeneland. So I thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment what you think of the Breeders' Futurity race coming up, who you think is going to win. Please subscribe to my channel because most of my subscribers, I think 99%, are not subscribed. So I would really appreciate that. I will continue to be posting race uploads. I've been very pleased with how my channel has been growing, and I appreciate your support. So thank you for watching, and good luck with your wagering tomorrow at Keeneland.